Guys, I hope I'm live. I'm having issues, obviously. When in Rome, right? So, our Wi-Fi is hit and miss. Julie already says don't make important decisions during emotional times. This is, first of all, I'll just say, this is a long story, and we're going to get into details of it all, and everything. So, I don't, just to go ahead and release all your fears. I'm not going away, but we need to talk. We need to talk. I've had some pretty insightful moments. So, hi, Shawnee. Hello, Deanna. How are you? I'm going to be eating some ice. First and foremost, as people join, thank you so much for the nice comments. I've seen a lot of you leave me comments about my weight loss and the nice comments. That's super sweet of all of you. Okay. Whew. Man, where do I start? So this is a long story. And in order for me to really tell it properly, I have to kind of go back to the beginning. So bear with me. And so you guys can understand. So, bear with me. So I never intended to start Ken's Kreations. As many of you are aware, I lost my mom in 2004, and she was a strong, independent woman, and I went through some hard times from 2004 to about 2012, really hard times. And hopefully I don't lose you guys. Our Wi-Fi is so wishy-washy, it's not even funny. Sean better be, someone's like, all the comments went away. Okay, there's a comment. And then there was a time, and I've always kind of over-exaggerated it, but there was a time that I lost Allie, my really good friend, because we weren't talking. And during that time, I found crafting. My mom was crafting. I got into crafting. Allie came over. We started using a Cricut machine. And I just started making cards, which turned into Allie coming over and spending time with me, which I loved, on Fridays. So in time, I just started a blog, and then I had followers, and I loved it. And as that happened, I started working with companies. I was working at the bank full time and also working here, at home. And I started, at the time, the Cricut Explorer came out, and long story short, the Cricut Explorer, when it originally came out, it didn't do so well. Cricut had kind of pushed away their audience and kind of had some critics, and I ended up buying a Cricut Explorer, and I did a comparison video of the Cricut Explorer versus the Silhouette Cameo. And never, ever in my wildest dreams did I ever think that video was going to go anywhere. For me, it was just a video I did because I knew people wanted to compare it. And so the video found an audience, and I started working really closely with Cricut, as you guys know, but I kept my unbiased views. And that was very important to me. Very, very important to me that I stay unbiased and that I stay true to myself and that I gave you guys my honest reviews. Even if in the end that was to my detriment. It was a pride thing that I said, I don't want people to think I'm being influenced by anything or anyone. And I stood true to that. And by doing that, obviously, I started reviewing Silhouette and Brother and different craft industries. And then 3 years ago, I think, we went to Creativation. And I walked the floor. I was my authentic self. And I went into the Xyron booth and I met Teresa Collins was doing a demonstration. And at the time, I didn't know her. I just was my natural self, try to make her laugh and smile. And we had a great time. We made a connection and I left. And later on, we started chatting and stuff. And after that Creativation, I came back and I had a lot more business contacts. So I started trying to make them happy. And I am a natural people pleaser. I love to make people happy. I love to see people's reactions. I love to watch people open gifts. I love my friends. I love my contacts. And slowly things build, and amazingly, I got to a point where full time. Okay, I'm going too fast. So at Silhouette Summit 1 year, my first year actually, I was introduced to Chalk Couture. And as I was introduced to Chalk Couture, I remember sitting across from the table at Sean and said, "Oh, this looks fun." And that was it. I signed up and that was it. And it officially launched shortly thereafter. And I didn't really get it. I understood I liked the product, but I didn't get it. I had an amazing leader named Mandy, but that was pretty much it. And I just started sharing what I loved because I worked full time, but I was by myself. It was just me. And I just started sharing what I loved. And as a natural people pleaser, I started saying yes to everyone and everything. And I so badly at the time wanted to do it all. I thought I wanted my own product line. I had people tell me, go this direction, this direction, this direction. And I started just piling stuff up because I love to make people happy. And success to me at that time was either having your name on a package or having a big bank account or traveling the world. And so I just kept saying yes, 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 yes. Hi, sister from another mister. So the last trip I went on for pleasure was that year. That would have been 2017, which was Disneyland with my brother and sister-in-law and kiddos. And that following February, that would have been 2018, right? Yeah, 2018. Chalk Couture had their first leadership. And my upline, Mandy, who has helped me a lot, said, you really need to be there. I'd never gone to any kind of an event. And I said, okay, I'll go. And I sat there, and there was only like 50 of us there. And I'm looking around, and I'm thinking, this is cool. I love Chalk Couture. And I kind of had a spark moment. I kind of had this moment of, if I love this, why don't I keep doing it? And so I left there kind of with this spark moment, but I was terrified because I knew I was doing all of this stuff and adding stuff to my plate, and my house was a disaster. And I just moved craft rooms when I first started. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to be all over the map. So please excuse me. I do want you to know there is a point to this whole story. But because of my brain, the way my brain works, it goes everywhere. And that's kind of to my detriment, but also kind of a good thing because you get the authentic me. In the beginning, I started my craft room in a teeny tiny little room with just me and my best friend, Allie. And it moved to a new room, which moved to another room. And I say this because I think I've lost sight of, I think I've lost sight of taking care of myself, and in turn taking care of Sean and my friends and family. Which led me, basically down the road that I'm currently on. I'm sorry, guys. I am so emotional. I'm all over the place. So last Creativation, I walked the floor, and I want to make it clear, I love Creativation. I love crafts. I love that industry. But I made some great friendships and stuff, but because I'm a yes person, I was always saying yes and stuff. And after that Creativation, shortly afterwards, I went to Cricut Joy Leadership again. And of course, I'd made contacts, and I talked about my Spark story and how, my Spark story at that time was I had all these buckets. And that I was filling, to make my income, I was filling all of these little buckets, and I could just focus on maybe one bucket. And that could be my happiness and everything. And I spoke about it. And 4 days later, after that leadership, I went to Creativation. Literally. We had a great Creativation, and I came back, and I just started making contacts left and right. And the one thing I will always do is if someone sends me product, I will absolutely review it. I will absolutely push for it. And I did video edits for big companies to the detriment of my health. And I did it because that's who I am. I always want people to know that I stand by my word. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. And I wanted to make my viewers happy. And then fast forward to last June, maybe July, we had ChalkCon in Texas. And I never, ever, ever, ever want to put out there that I feel like I'm a star or a celebrity, but so many people came up to me and introduced themselves and said I was an inspiration. And I will look at your comments. I just don't want to cry. So, so many people came up to me and said, I love you. You're an inspiration. You're this. And to me, it was like, I'm just doing what I love. But at the same time, I was exhausted. I had lost track of my health. I lost track of friends and family. And I didn't feel like I was enough. I felt like I was disappointing people. My audience, businesses, my Cricut Joy team. And I was just on empty. And even leaving that event, even though I felt good, I was still in my cycle of just doing it and doing it and doing it. And after that, I remember going to Teresa's house, and I'm not trying to brag and say I'm friends with Teresa Collins, but I went to her house and she was talking about, you need to invest in yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to believe in yourself. And I heard the words, but sometimes when a wheel is going and you're running and you have to just keep running to keep that wheel going, that's where I was at. I was going from one trip to another to another. And I was terrified. So many people would tell me, like, put money into savings because you never know when this will end. You never know when this will end. You'll never know when Cricut Joy could sell or Cricut could go under or Silhouette. So I was working so hard and not giving back to myself and Sean and my time, because I just felt like I needed to save, because this could all end tomorrow. It could all end tomorrow. And so at the same time, I'm trying to deliver to my Patreons, deliver to my Chalk Couture team, deliver to my Cricut, deliver to my Silhouette. I went to the Silhouette Summit, just literally go, because I'm a yes person. I want to make people happy. I want to do it, you know? And then I went to Africa. And I haven't spoke a lot about Africa, because it changed my soul. And I felt like a jerk, because I went to a country where they have nothing. They have nothing. Not light. They don't have food. They have nothing. And I went there thinking, oh my gosh, I'm stressed out because I have to do these videos, or I have to do this for... oh my gosh. And to see their smiles when I gave them a light. A light. That's all I gave them, was a light. And we taught them how to turn that light into a life. And I came home changed, but I didn't know how to tell people, because unless you're there, it's hard to sense it. And as soon as I came back, it was fourth quarter, which is the biggest quarter of them all, right? So there's that part. And this is something I haven't really talked a lot about. And I want to stress this before I say this to anyone. I love my business relationships. I absolutely adore working with every single company. And I love Cricut machines, and I love their product. I'm not gonna lie, it hurt a lot when I was dropping them. And I know that's stupid. I know it's so stupid to say that, because they did that experience gave me so much. And it gave me so much great things in my life, but I'd worked so hard to educate and help people, and I still commit to doing that. But I don't think I really have expressed to you guys how much that kind of hurt me and kind of broke me. And that was the first ring in kind of what's led me to here today. And when I got back from Africa, I literally had to start thinking about, why am I feeling the way I am? And I went through all of Christmas and everything thinking, I've always had the thought to always don't compare to other people, compare to yourself. But when I compared to myself, it was a tough year. It was a tough year. And I then went at the beginning of the year to Chalk Couture Leadership. And it was in Phoenix, Arizona this year. And I got there, and I felt like uneasy in a way, because I am surrounded by, most of the people in my life are women. They are strong, they're independent, they get things done. Without women, I think this world would come to an end, because I truly believe that women keep us going. I really do. And most of them in my life don't know their worth. They don't know how amazing they are. And they don't know that they can change the world. And they don't know how much they've inspired me and helped me. And I see them, see people comparing themselves and thinking that they're not worth themselves. So they don't see their worth. They don't see their influence. They don't see any of that. And I had got there. It was the first day of leadership. I'm sorry, guys. I can't read your comments. I promise I will. I just can't right now. And I will look at you. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. And I knew something was up. And Sean came up to me and says, you need to stop leaving the room, because I had some personal stuff going, and I was responding on my phone. And I said, why? And he goes, I don't know. You need to stop leaving the room. And then all of a sudden, the CEO on the stage comes up and says, and her name's Christine, and said, I'm happy to introduce and bring to the stage renowned author, crafter, businesswoman. And out came Teresa. And Teresa's an inspirational speaker, and I don't know if you guys know that. I mean, obviously she's a crafter and everything, but she speaks to large groups of people. And here we are at this Chocolate Leadership. I think there's around 400 of us. And she came out and did her speech. And I look around, and she's talking all about how you need to believe in yourself, and you are enough, and you can do this, and people need to know their worth, and don't worry about other people. And she gave this analogy of a plane, and that when you're in a plane, there's thousands of planes in the sky. But when you look out, you don't see any other plane. You just know you're on a plane, and you trust that you'll go up and down, and you don't worry about anything else. And she gave this analogy, and I was like crying, and I saw all these other people crying, like, you know, my upline Mandy and my friend Jessica and all these people. And I'm like, why are they all crying? These people are amazing. I look to them for inspiration, and I clicked that, oh my gosh, they're feeling the same way too. I went up and I gave her a hug, and then I went back to my table, and I went out in the hallway, and it took me almost a half hour just to get from that point to the back room, because people were stopping me and talking to me, and I love watching your videos. You're an inspiration. And I hear that, and I take that message. I know people are saying that. But then I got into the back room with Teresa, and she was like, you heard that speech? And I was like, yeah, I think it's great. I think everyone heard it, and I think they're going to love it, and they don't know their worth, and they don't know how amazing they are, and they don't know how special they are. And then she says, you don't know how worthful you are, Ken, and you don't know how amazing you are. And she said, you have too big of a heart, and you're trying to do too much. I'm sorry, guys. This has been a long time coming. And she just said, she says, you're making your mom so proud. And that broke me. Because it's not something I hear a lot from other people, but like, I'll be honest, a lot of my family doesn't know what I do. I mean, they know what I do, but they don't know the amount of work that goes into it. And I will always worry about other people. I always want to make sure people are laughing and having fun and knowing their worth and knowing how special they are. And even if that means to my detriment. And so she had said, you know, you keep saying like you're reading these books and you have this, that, you know, you're, you know, good enough. And I'd shown this that says, you know, you were a badass and stuff. She goes, but I don't know if you're actually living it. And I said to her, no, I do, but I don't want to let people down. It killed me. The night before, sorry, I know I am jumping all over the place, but the night before Teresa spoke, the leaders of Chalk Couture all got to write note cards to other leaders of the company. And when we got back from an activity, we got to read our note cards. And because I want to make sure I talk to everyone and hug everyone and check in on everyone, I didn't get a lot of time to write my note cards. And I only wrote like 5 or 6. And I got so many back, and I felt so bad because all these people wrote cards to me and I didn't write to them. And it kind of broke me because I wanted to write every single person a card, make sure everyone knew how amazing they were and how special they were and how much they inspired me and impacted me. So even after reading those cards, I didn't understand the message. I didn't get the message that these cards were supposed to help me, and I let the cards do the complete opposite to me. And then I felt bad because I don't remember people's names that I meet at convention leading into leadership. And then I feel bad because it's like they remember me, but I don't remember them. And I feel like I've let them down. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, right after this, I need to go to Creativation. I need to make I need to get on the plane. I'm going to go to Creativation and I'm going to do it. And talking to Teresa about that and the CEO of Chalk Couture about that. And they said, why do you need to do that? And I said, well, what do you mean? Why do I need to do that? Because that's what I do. And they said, you don't have to do anything. And I don't know why. I don't know why in that moment, if it was my mom, I don't know why. But when they said you don't have to do anything and people will be okay, I lost it. I lost it. And I can't explain it, but I had this moment of, oh my gosh, I don't have to do everything. I don't have to do it. But I've had that moment before. So what made this different? What made it different? And it was Chalk Couture. I was surrounded by people that loved me, that cared about me, that watched me and support me, that gave me hugs and were worried about me. And it all led up to the last night at ChalkCon Leadership, which is when we had to present around the Africa trip. And I went up on stage and I presented my part, which is trying to be humor because I always deal with everything in humor. And I said, I had to get all these shots. I had to do all this packing list. I was a nervous wreck. I seriously thought I was going to die. I did everything I could to go out of that trip. And I talked about it. And then I handed them to Sean. And I got to talk to him on how he gave a light to a young man. And I know I don't say this enough, but that man, he is the reason I'm alive. And I know a lot of you guys see my frustrations at times, and a lot of you see that I yell at him or whatever, but I need you guys to know at the end of the day how much I love that man inside and out. And I still to this day cannot watch that video of him giving that light to that young man, because the amount of love he has for people and for other people, including myself, is unparalleled. And then he whispered to me and he says, the love you feel for me is basically the love everyone else feels for you. And I lost it. Oh my gosh. I'm so, see, even now I'm apologizing because, and I left that whole experience, besides drained, with a lot of stuff on my plate, because this sounds stupid. I know how stupid this sounds, but I have been waiting for someone to say, this is coming to an end, Chocolate Tour is selling or something. And I remember, and I won't say who said it, but someone said, I hope you see that this is not just something that's going to end, that you can invest in it, and this can be your everything. This can be it. You don't have to try to do it all. And then I had a conversation with one person, and I won't say their name. I will. It was my upline. And she had said, have you ever thought that when you've been running around and trying to catch your breath and trying to do all of this stuff, that maybe it's been hurting your business? And I said, no, why would it hurt my business? And she said, because people see how busy you are. They might feel like maybe they're not getting enough, or they want more or stuff. And it was this aha moment of, I haven't catched my breath. And I am running around with my head cut off and stuff. But it was like, if I invest fully in something, you're going to see it bloom. And it was one of those things of, someone kept saying to me, you can do many things okay, or you can do one thing great. And you have to do what you love. There's a long time ago when I left my job, one of the first people that ever told me to leave my job and to follow my dreams was Melody Lane. And she's always said that, Ken, follow your dreams, follow your dreams, follow your dreams, do what you love, do what you love. And I literally love everything. That's my thing. I love everything. I very rarely hate things or people or moments. I love everything, to the point where I say yes to everything. Which has led us to this moment, which is why you guys are all here and I need a drink. So I separated my channels and everything because I, as a product influencer, wanted to make sure I had a separate Chocolate Tour, because I had a lot of people reaching out to me saying, I don't like Chocolate Tour. I hate that you're pushing it on us so much. I just want your cards, or you're this or you're that. So I made 2 separate channels, which doubled my workload because now I'm doing 2 channels and 2 Facebooks and 2 everything. Oh my gosh, that scared me, that little girl. She's in a bright pink thing. Okay, it's fine. And so I have literally been trying to catch my breath up to this point. And I have been trying. There was a time where we were going live every single day, whether it be on Ken's Kreations or Chocolate Tour. And I dreaded some of them. I won't tell you which ones, but I dreaded some of them because I felt like I had to do them. I had to do this. And if I didn't, I would ruin a relationship, or I would sever a tie. And someone told me, have you ever thought that maybe people are taking advantage of you? And I said, no, I don't think so. I said, why? And I'll be clear. I'll let you guys know, I've never been paid by a company to do anything. No one has come and said, we're going to give you $5,000 to do this endorsement or to do this. Yes, I get affiliate commissions. It's not a ton. Yes, I get stuff, but I'll be honest, my major revenue source is Chalk Couture. And it is built on building relationships and teams and stuff. And from the outside looking in, it's easy to say, just do that. But I have a lot of good memories brought together from Cricut and Silhouette and everything. But as I sat and looked through those memories, I realized I'm sacrificing making those memories today. And that the people I'm letting down are the ones that are closest to me. And it kind of broke me. And so I've taken a couple weeks to just catch my breath and to have moments. And I don't know who's watching, but I had a conversation with someone in Chalk who, it was around, I think, October. And during the conversation, I was trying to talk to this person about comparing and comments they said to me that hurt me and comments I may have said to them and hurt them. And I was saying, I'm just trying to be enough. And during that conversation, I told that person, you know, I believe in the 5 love languages, and my love language is gifts and words of affirmation. Just having people give me words of affirmation or gifts. And that's my biggest love language. And when I went to the Chalk Couture leadership, this person gave me a mug, a Ray Dunn mug that said, "You are enough." And I don't know if that person knows how much it impacted me. Because it was both my love languages. And it meant that they listened to me and they heard. And it was a big moment in time for me to say, oh my gosh, am I enough? Am I enough, or am I disappointing people? Do I just follow my heart? So I think that's all led up to here. I've always been fearful if I say I'm just going to do this, that I'm going to disappoint people, or if I'm just going to do this, I'm going to disappoint people. But on the same hand too, I do need to take care of myself. I need to make sure that I'm taking care of myself and my relationships and my everything. I love everyone that I've worked with. However, on the same hand too, it's added a lot of stress into my life, doing, you know, a job and supporting 3 other people and benefits and 401k. I never, ever, ever thought of all the possibilities of owning a business would be, and what that meant and how much time it would take and stuff. And I realized that I was burnt out because I was biting at people, and I was yelling at people for stupid little things. And I was sitting there and I was thinking, oh my gosh, not only am I empty, but I am stretching myself so thin that I'm not doing anything great at this moment. I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to make everyone happy. And this day and yesterday, Teresa, when she came on stage, she played this song by Carrie Underwood called Champion. And I can't play it on here or I'll get in trouble, but if you have time, you should listen to it. And because of that, I went on iTunes, or iMusic as they say, and I've started a playlist of empowerment songs. And I've given you the link down below so you can click on it. And the reason I am so emotional is I have been listening to this song every single day And I want you guys to all know that you guys are enough. You guys are what keep me going. And it breaks my heart when I hear you guys say, I'm not enough, or this card's not good enough, or this project's not good enough, or I have, like I said in the beginning, I attract, or I like to put strong, independent women in my life because they remind me of my mom. So the people that are close to me are those strong, independent women. And it breaks my heart when I see them cry, or they feel like they're not enough, or they think that they're not making everyone happy. But then Jasmine said, you're doing the exact same thing. And I was like, no, not really. And then I was like, oh, wait, maybe I am. And as soon as I said that, I started just listening to a lot of songs and thinking, you know, what I need to do. And I found out that I just need to love myself. I need to take myself and be proud of what I've accomplished. Be proud that I'm down almost 90 pounds. Be proud. I'm not calling anyone out, but I read everyone's comments. I read everything. And I know people say, don't read comments because they'll kill you. Not only do I read comments, sometimes I make quick decisions based on comments. And some people really, some people like to tell me silly things from I hate your guts to you're a horrible person to I hate everything about this video or whatever. And those didn't used to bug me, but they've been bugging me lately and I don't know why. And it's because I'm on empty. It's because I've worn down myself so much that it's even hard for me to breathe. And it's hard for me to look back and see what I've accomplished. And the reason I wasn't going to do a Ken from the car today. I really wasn't. And then a memory posted up. I believe you. I can't stress this enough how much I believe in signs. Whether your religion is none to I believe we're all going somewhere. I believe my mom is up in heaven and she's orchestrating my life. And she's what brought everyone in my life. And today, as I was dissecting all of this, the most random memory popped up in my Facebook. And it was a memory of me moving from my old craft room into my new craft room. And this is going to sound so stupid, but in my first craft room, I had a sign that said Kenny and Allie's Cricut Craft Room. When I moved into the new craft room, I just had Kenny's craft room. And Allie didn't make a big deal of it, but it was me thinking, oh my gosh, why did I do that? And I realized that in these past years, I have accomplished so much and I'm so proud of myself, but I also have lost sight of stuff and things. And I can't fill other people's love tanks until I fill my love tank and take care of ourselves. So, whew. All right. So with that said, this channel's not going anywhere. I am not deleting this channel. I'm not getting rid of this channel. I do have another channel for my chalk couture. However, the content on this channel might change a little bit from you guys that you're used to. I have lost my passion for paper crafting. I have lost my passion for certain things. And it's not that I don't like them. It's not that I don't do them. But when things happen in your life that hurt really bad, you don't want to spend time with it. And when I was dropped as a product expert from Cricut, it also meant I was dropped from doing mystery boxes. I was dropped for being in the know on certain things. And I didn't want it to hurt me. I wanted to rise above it. But at the end of the day, it really did hurt. And I put a lot of focus into proving to Cricut, I was worthy enough. I was worthy enough to be a product expert. I was worthy enough to get back into that program. I was worthy enough. But by doing that, that meant I had to take away from other things that I truly loved. And today I'm taking that power back and I'm letting everyone know, including Cricut, that I am worth it. And I should be happy. And it doesn't matter if someone else doesn't think I'm worth something. That's all there is to it. But there is a part of me that says, if they don't believe in me, why should I believe in them? And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm not saying that in a way of harming Cricut. I know I have a ton of Cricut fans. I am still a Cricut fan. I love Cricut and their stuff. But I have all of these people at Chocolate Joy that believe in me, that love me, that root for me, that literally tell me to live my best life. In my darkest moments, they're there. They tell me every day I'm worth it. And there is no, if you don't do this, we're getting rid of you. If you don't do this many lives or this many this, and stuff. I mean, I can't tell you guys the amount of anxiety this puts me out there, because I just sit here and think to myself, as I'm saying these words, I know, what if someone from Cricut watches this and I'm in trouble? That's what goes through my mind. That's how much of a people pleaser I am. I don't share a lot of times when I get hurt by stuff. And I do take things out of context. But when you get dropped from stuff, or when you are basically told you're not good enough, it hurts. And it's okay to change. It's okay to stand up and say, you know what? I know that you may have felt this way, but I now see it, that I am worth it. And I did achieve greatness and everything. So that's kind of what this Ken in the car is from. I've gained a family through Chocolate Joy I never thought I would. And every sign keeps leading back from my mom of giving me signs of, this is, you know, your direction. And Sean told me one time, do it. If it doesn't work out, it's okay. You can always go back. And then he said something that completely caught me off guard, which is, people aren't following you for what you do. They're following you because of your heart and how you take care of them. And I sometimes lose track of that. I lose track of that. I like to stay grounded. I like to stay in my bubble of being humble and being, I know some people let things go to their head and all of a sudden they're a celebrity and stuff. And I don't view myself as a celebrity, but I forget sometimes that people are watching me. And what that means is I also sometimes forget that when I get off the beaten path and when I have a bad day and when I lose faith in myself, that other people start to also. And it killed me because I had some team members tell me, the worst thing you said was, I was in 8th place and that's not good enough. And they said, don't you see how good you are and how much you impact and how much you do for people? And I say, most of the time I'm talking to a phone. I'm looking at myself. And I do read the comments, but when you're looking at yourself, you forget there's other people on the other side watching, and you forget that they do see what I'm doing and watching and stuff. So I literally, I can't tell you enough how much Africa changed me. I had a blast. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to be missing and murdered. I don't know what I thought, but I thought I was going to die. And I was with amazing people, and I was with this beautiful photographer. Her name was Meredith. And on the second to last day, she looked at me and she was like, what do you do? And I was like, what do you mean, what do I do? She's like, why are you here? And I was like, because I do this thing called Chocolate Joy and stuff. She's like, no, what's the bigger picture? And I said, I don't understand what you mean. She said, I'm so emotional today. I think I'm on my man period. She says, you have an energy about you I've never seen. In fact, you have a Kenergy. And she looked at Sean and she says, he doesn't know how bright he shines, does he? And Sean said, no. I do, but I never want people to think that I have an ego or I think I'm someone or I made a name for myself, because at the end of the day, that's not why I do this. I do this because my mom, I truly believe my mom has me on a path. And I don't know where that path is going, but every day I wake up and the first thing that I say to myself is, I hope I make my mom proud. And every time I go to night, I thank my mom and I pray to her and I say, thank you for bringing everything that you've brought into my life. Thank you for every moment, as good or as bad as it is. And I trust you, Mom. I trust you in whatever you're doing, even if that means companies ending relationships or stuff. I want you to know that I trust you. But the part that really hit home with me is to have Teresa and Chakator and the CEO and a ton of people at that leadership event say, you're worth it. You bring joy into people's lives and you don't have to do it all, was a relief. It was like the weight lifted off my shoulders. And I have never cried so much since this retreat, you guys, like so much. I was crying on the plane. They don't know why I was crying on the plane. And then I started reading posts and I was like, look at all these people that care about my dog. Like, I've been a mess. So anyways, I cannot believe so many of you guys are watching this right now and I'm crying like a little baby. Oh, you guys have no idea the stuff Sean has to put up with. So essentially, I just want you guys to know that this channel is kind of turning into my Kenergy channel. That this channel is turning into the channel I'm going to go and bring you guys on shopping trips. And the channel I'm going to go to do my Ken from the Cars. And the channel that I'm going to share my love for the GLOWFORGE. Because guess what? Yes, I love my GLOWFORGE. And regardless if other companies don't love my GLOWFORGE, that doesn't mean I'm not going to show it, because I love it. And I'm not going to let other people make up my decision of what I can and cannot do. And I'm freeing myself. I'm breaking off those chains that I feel like I have to do because of expectations. Because it's so funny, Sean was sitting there one day and I was telling him, I need to do this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And he goes, what happens if you don't do that? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, if you don't do that, what happens? And I said, I don't understand the question. He says, if you don't do it, what happens? And normally I would say I'd be fired or I'd be let go. And he was like, nothing happens. You might disappoint a few people. You might upset a few people. But all in all, you might also save a person's life. You might also say something that changes them. And that's kind of why I'm making this decision. I'm not saying in the future I won't have a product line or I won't do things or I won't even tell you on this channel I might not do a review, but I will tell you this. Everything I do on this channel is going to be stuff that I'm in love with and that I do. And the reason you don't see a lot on this channel is because I love Chalk Couture. Even if I was not making a penny on Chalk Couture, I would still be doing it. It brings me so much joy. It brings me so much passion. It brings me so much love. And when I see people reproduce the projects I make or leave me love or come up to me and say I'm such an inspiration and get photos with me or want to do lives with me because their grandson watches me chalk for 3 hours, which is insane. I get that. That to me has been the biggest relief of my life. And we have to take care of ourselves just like you have to take care of yourselves. And my main goal has always been to make people laugh, to make their day better. I want people to end their day better than it began. And if it was just 1 second of something I said or did, then I've done my job. And I do feel that, I really feel that I have a lot to offer this community for Chalk Couture. And I know a lot of people get set in their minds that Chalk Couture is a multi-level marketing, or we're a pyramid scheme, or this. I can tell you one thing. If that means being a family, if that means being there for you through thick and thin, and having people call you to make sure you're okay because you posted something, then I'm okay with that. Because to me, that's pretty good family, and that's pretty special. And it's not something I've always had before. And I've always told you guys, I'm pretty transparent. I'm pretty honest, even to my detriment. So that's why I will always tell you guys the truth. And I think, like, I've been holding back a lot to make people happy. I've been holding back a lot on, I kind of felt like I had to do and say certain things not to upset companies and other things. And I'm not saying companies, i.e. Cricut, told me I had to say or do anything. But I will tell you one thing, that when I did my video announcing that I was no longer working with Cricut, there was a lot of people that aren't normally in my video, in that video watching me. And that told me a lot. That told me a lot. It was kind of like, we're watching you, and if you say the wrong thing, we'll shut you down. And it started a cycle that made me doubt myself, that made me think I wasn't worth it, make me feel like I'd done something wrong, that I'd invested in the wrong thing or put my thoughts into the wrong thing. And that changes today. Because for once in my life, I feel like I am worth it, and I do feel like I have something to say, and I do feel like I have an amazing audience that trusts me and loves me, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Because had I not gone to Africa and seen what I saw, and I promise to share that with you, it is still tough for me. I can't even watch the video from Malawi that I post on my channel without crying yet, because it changed me in ways I can never describe. And if I had not gone to Africa, this video would not happen, because of the people I surrounded myself with. Nancy from the CEO of Watts of Love, Christine, the CEO of Chalk Couture, was there. Meredith and Christine and Tammy and Deanne and Anne and all of those people. Taylor, I mean, it was just an amazing experience. And all those people reaching back out to me and checking on me and coining the word Kenergy, which I think is hilarious, and just having fun with them, it changed me to my core. And it changed Sean to his core. And I realized that people follow and love other people, not companies. And I've always said that, but I don't know if I've really meant that. And then I started looking at it. I love Shane Dawson. I love everything he does. He could literally take a crap on the toilet reading a Playboy magazine, and I would give him a thumbs up and pay him $50 for a makeup palette that I will never wear because I love him that much. Like, I would be a fool if I met him in person. And I guess I didn't realize that in a small degree, I have that same kind of effect on people. Not to any degree of Shane Dawson. I don't want anyone to think that. But it's like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't feel like I and so many other people know our worth, right? So we need to start believing in ourselves. We need to start believing in our gut. We need to start believing in those moments that are magical and in why things happen. Like, I would have never dreamt in a million years when I started my Cricut journey with Allie, sitting in a teeny tiny little room, that literally I had the Cricut Imagine with the Teresa Collins cartridge. It printed black and white paper, had her images. I was a total fangirl. I would have never dreamt that one day I'd be swimming in her pool. No clue. No idea. And I play it down. I do. I say, oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. Because I never want this to end. I never want this dream to end. I would never dreamt that 600 people would be watching me live. Never. And I've had people tell me before that that doesn't make sense. That 600 people shouldn't be watching me because I'm not worth it or I don't offer something good. And for some reason, I've let those comments be the one that I hear. I got my first Keurig. I still can't say Keurig right. I don't know who Ken's Kreations Chocolate is. I think it's Jazzy. But I will tell you, and then I promise to end this because this has just been long and I haven't talked about any of my links down there and I don't even care. I will tell you that when I got back from Africa, I started seeing the people that really believed in me and who have big voices. And those people, obviously, who know they are. I have Sean, and I have Jazzy, and I have Allie, and I have Mandy, and Jessica, and Brenda, and Sarah, and Amanda, and all of Christine, and Brandy, and all of these people with loud voices telling me the same thing. And it took a long time for those voices to get through my thick skull. It really did. But I hear you. And I did see a comment that says, this all happened months ago. Why is it just now affecting you? It takes that long for things to settle with me. And I couldn't understand why people believed in me. I know that sounds stupid. I know that sounds so silly, but I couldn't understand that. I couldn't understand why people watch me or do what I love, or I couldn't understand why me sitting in a car talking to you can warrant 600, but me doing a car project only warrants 50 people watching me live. Hi, Auntie Tay, if you're in here. I just saw Sean say hi, Auntie Tay, just a little bit. And it's because I'm stubborn. I'm really stubborn and I don't listen to people. And it takes Jazzy and Sean and Jessica and people telling me a lot of them saying, you need to do it. So, hey, Amy, how's it going? So anyways, that is what's going. Do your projects in the car. I am super excited for my future. I'm super excited to see where it leads me. I'm still going to work with companies. Don't take that out of context. I'm just not going to give those companies the power to control or do or say what I want it to be. I'm taking that power back and I'm letting myself know that I'm worth it. And I'm not going to let anything stop the energy that we've now reignited, because my crew, as someone just said, and my Chocator team, I have so many apologies to say to my Chocator team, because they have stood behind me when watching me run like a hamster on a wheel, trying to go to the next best thing, not realizing that my team was the best thing that I already had. So I see you, I believe in you, and we're going to rock it. We already rock it, but we're going to rock it even more. And I'm going to invest in you, because I'm telling you guys, there is nothing more powerful than you guys. And listen, Linda, I know, right? Listen, I hear it, and I've spent 60 minutes now crying that this wasn't supposed to be the Ken from the car, but I got on this whole tangent. I had a whole bunch of things to show you too. Like my backpack they gave me from Chocator for going to Africa says Zoteca, which means it's possible in, I forget their name, the language, Sean can tell you, but So this way, they say it every single time that we went into a village. We had a guy stand up that said, it's possible, dream big. We can turn that chicken into a cow. That's what they're dreaming, chickens to cows. So it's possible. I had all of this to show. I have a new catalog from Cricut to show you, but I didn't have time because I've been crying. But this is the Watts of Love transfer. So every quarter we have a Watts of Love transfer. That $2 goes to Watts of Love. And this one is this quarter's. Always follow your heart. Always follow your heart. It couldn't scream more to me, right? Always follow your heart. And just light the world and stuff. So that's what I'm doing. If there's any link down below that I would love for you to take a look at, there's two. One would be the empowerment playlist. I want you guys to tell me what songs I need to add to that list. I want you all rocking out to it every morning. Every single morning, I want you all to wake up and listen to Champion by Carrie Underwood, because it will light a fire in you you have never seen. And I want you to listen to this empowerment list and know how special all of you are and how amazing you are. Number one. Number two, I want you to take a look at the Watts of Love link down there. It is down below in all of the other links, because your like $1 can make, $2 can make such a huge difference. $2 equals about a week pay for them, and that's a light. And it's not just about lights, it's about empowering people. That's why this is all coming together for me. That's why I have goosebumps right now, is it's not about lights. It's about empowering these people. Uh-oh, Sean's coming out here. I'm in trouble. Why is he coming out here? Did I exceed my time limit? What is happening? Why is he coming out here? Now I'm nervous. I'm gonna lock the door. Why are you coming out here?
So I have to give, everybody's been wanting to say give me
Oh.
a hug. So I want to make sure I give you a hug.
You're so sweet.
On live, so everybody sees I do it.
Oh,
I love you.
I love you.
Love you all.
I thought I was in trouble.
No, God, no, never.
It's like, why is he coming out here? I'm in trouble. All right, there he goes inside because it's really cold. So, oh, and there's Toby Joe waiting for me at the back door. So anyways, that is today's Ken from the car. I feel so much better. I have literally been on the verge of a panic attack for like 3 months now, because I just had to get that off and tell you guys and let you guys know this. Because about a month ago, I started feeling the old Ken come back. But last week, I really felt myself coming back. And it's good to be back. It feels good to be back again. And I just needed to vent. I just needed to listen to people. I just needed to get through this in my own process, which sounds weird. But I'm super excited to be here, you guys. And I just wanted to know, I really do love you all. And I know that sounds like we all say, oh, we love you all and stuff, but I never go to bed not knowing that I'm loved. I do know that. I just didn't know my influence. I didn't know my worth. I didn't know any of that. And believe me, there's going to be days I still don't. I'm going to question myself daily. I'm going to wake up and question it. But when I do, I'm going to meditate and get back that energy that keeps me going. Because a year from now, I want to be on a stage talking to thousands of you. And if people want to say we're a cult, then fine, we're a Ken cult. I don't care. Let's be a cult. Because if cult means being empowered women and men that believe in themselves and can take the world and not let anyone influence them negatively, then that's where I want to be, right? Because that's a good place to be. So 2020 is our year. It's obviously a year to come into focus. Everything seems crystal clear, and I can't wait to bring you along on this journey. So I'm balanced. Exactly. I saw my word of the year, balance. That's what it is. And it is a brand new year. I do want to say, I saw, we don't know if Riley is pregnant. I will say, sounds inappropriate, her belly is getting bigger, and it does look like her boobies are filling full of milk. But I don't know if that's just because I really want it. So we have to wait. But as soon as we do know and have confirmation of the ultrasound, we will let you know. And I just want to thank everyone that does use our links or comes along the Chalk Couture journey with me or supports us, sends us love messages. A huge shout out to my Chalk family and Chalk sisters and brothers. A huge shout out, of course, to Sean, Jazzy, Ali, Christine, and Teresa. You guys, and Mandy and Jessica. Oh my gosh, there's so many people. You have no idea how much you guys have influenced me over this last week and a half to 2 weeks. So, I just love you all. So I'm going to go inside now because I do want to do a live tonight on Chalk Couture. I will see you guys then. If you don't know that channel, just look up Ken's Kreations Chalk Couture and we will see you guys all there. So love you all. Thank you for sitting here for an hour with me as I cry. Random, I know. But I just had to talk about all this today. So I love you guys all. Bye, everyone.